Hello everyone, my name is Pranay Paul. I am from CSR and I am Goa. I'll be talking about the adaptive strategies in marine microalgae, a tale of shape and size. So what are microalgae? They are microscopic unicellular organisms. They are found in sunlit zone of water column and sediment as well, and they come in various shape and size. They are important because they perform photosynthesis, produce 50% of oxygen that we breathe. They are major primary producers. They form the base of the food chain, and occasionally they cause toxic blooms and fish kills. Microalgae which are found in the water column are called phytoplankton, and the one which are found in the sediment are called phytobenthos. And therefore, the community is different in each of these habitat, and so are their adaptive strategies. The best way to study their adaptive strategies are through traits, and which help them in their ecological functions like reproduction, resource acquisition, and predator avoidance. For this study, I have focused only on the morphological part. So the life cycle of macroalgae forms a vegetative cell in the water column. Later on, during unfavorable condition, it forms a dormant stage and settles in the sediment, and later on again it germinates and comes back to the vegetative cell. In case of the vegetative microalgae, I have studied them from the northeastern Arabian Sea and southeastern Arabian Sea, and from different subsurface chlorophyll maximum layer forming a different depth like shallow, intermediate and deep from the entire Indian Ocean. I have also studied them from the intertidal zone, from tidal flats and rock pools. Overall, the finding were the complex shapes were dominant in the intertidal region, whereas simple shapes were dominant in the oceanic region. Taxonomic assemblages changed greatly among all these habitats. However, the shape dominance remained same. Therefore, we measured the morphometry of those shapes, and we found that the morphometry was changing with respect to the prevailing environment. For example, we found that the cells were smaller in the shallow subsurface chlorophyll maximum layer, and they gradually started increasing as we moved down the chlorophyll maximum layer in the oceanic region. When we move on to the dormant microalgae, I have studied them again from a huge area of the Indian Ocean, which again includes different bioregions like Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Equatorial region, and South Tropical Indian Ocean up to 30 degrees south. Here we found that there were cosmopolitan cysts which showed variability in their morphometry among the bioregions and between the coastal and oceanic regions of the Indian Ocean, as you can see here in this graph. And morphometric trait can act as potential proxy to assess the ecological impact of both physical and anthropogenic activity, which is mostly linked to nutrient salinity and light availability in coastal and ocean system. So the major takeaway of this study is the geometric shapes are not coincidence, but they are a form of adaptation in response to environmental changes. And morphometric traits are basically potential proxies for ecosystem functioning, monitoring, and climate change scenarios. Thank you.